Despite the success of Warner Bros.' recent Shazam film, DC Comics hasn't always found the best use of the Shazam character across their numerous comics. In fact, we even have a sequel on the way for the upcoming property, so it's well past time for DC to finally figure out how to go ahead and move the comic book universe forward for the character of Shazam. Thankfully, DC Comics took the series in a different direction with a new miniseries titled The New Champion of Shazam that put Vasquez family member Mary Bromfeld in the center stage to become the titular hero of the series. My name is Araco Braddock, and today we're going to go ahead and look at the penultimate issue of The New Champion of Shazam to see just how far the series has gone from that first issue. But before we get deeper into the video, want to go ahead and encourage you to consider subscribing to the channel if you like our content. Also, why not go ahead and hit that like button as well? All right, so to go ahead and kick things off here, I want to read off the solicitation text from DC in order to just get you guys caught up to speed on some of the directions that the series has gone in so far. Don't read the comments. After a disastrous outing as Shazam, Mary is the laughingstock of the internet. Will she ever be taken seriously? Now it's up to her to ignore the haters and help those who really need her. The missing persons problem in Philly has only gotten worse, and our hero is running out of time to find the culprit behind it. And now it's time to read off the excellent creative team behind this issue. It's written by Josie Campbell. The art and cover for New Champion of Shazam number 3 is illustrated by Evan Doc Shaner. We have letters from Becca, Carey, and there's also a covers from Jen Bartel and Ben Caldwell. I'm going to go ahead and show off the cover for the series. And there's our cover for New Champion of Shazam number 3. Sadly, it looks like DC Comics does not have the preview of the issue available yet. So just for the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and show off some of the artwork from the second issue interiors. And also, thank you so much to Adventures in Poor Taste for uploading these previews of the issue so incredibly quickly. I really appreciate that. So I want to dive into kind of Mary Bromfeld as a character and how far she's come in this series before we go any further. The first, I think, 2 issues of the New Champion of Shazam really showed Mary trying to get caught up to speed, and especially the first issue kind of captured her just trying to live a normal life as a college student at the prestigious Vassar College. Sadly, it did not work out at Vassar College for Mary because she was sucked into this world of superhero life, in the Vasquez family. And, the parents of the Vasquezes have gone missing, which is a nice bit of continuity elements that's really kind of bringing this whole issue together and teasing like kind of the next steps of the property. The reason why I wanted to cover this series today, even though this is only issue 3 of 4, is because every single time I read this book, I'm really struck at the characterization from Mary in particular. The movies, I don't think, have really gotten the opportunity to flesh her out as extensively as these comics have. And I'm really hoping that we'll get the opportunity going forward, for more Mary content. But in the meantime, I just wanted to take a few moments and spotlight how great this series has been just from the characterization alone. Mary goes through so much inner turmoil in her life, and even though she's not financially constrained, even though she's not physically beaten up in this in this series too extensively, at least, she just has this feeling of kind of malaise and that she's not living up to who she could potentially be as a person if her circumstances and her life were different. From a characterization perspective, Josie Campbell has dug so deep into, Mary as a woman and as a superhero, and, as a member of a really large family, that I thought we really needed to put the spotlight on this particular comic book. I love how this series also has had the opportunity to flesh her out in these numerous different roles. And we've gotten the opportunity to see her not only as, crime fighter, but also as a hero as well. So also, I really, really liked the interactions between Mary and Darla in this third issue. They even get hostile at certain points, but I really like that because we can't have characters who are infallible at every moment of every day. And this miniseries, for the large part, has really captured Mary in some of her worst moments as well. So it's really great to kind of get the failings of her alongside some of her triumphant moments as well. I really love how this series is paced, and I think that's kind of the biggest takeaway that I want to give over here to readers, is that I think Josie Campbell has done a wonderful job. The villain in this issue is going to be really appealing to longtime Shazam readers, and is going to have a couple Easter eggs in there if you're a really big fan of that, which again I think is great because this comic book feels like it's serving several different audiences as opposed to just hardcore comic book fans or movie watchers who may not stick around for the entire series. Also, this is the second issue's previews that I'm showing up on the screen, but the artwork from Evan Doc Shaner is a huge draw for this series. Shaner continues the consistency that we're seeing from the second issue over to the third issue. The expressions from Darla are still just as interesting and, actually a little bit darker in this third issue as opposed to her seeing, Hoppy for the first time in this second one here. But it's just incredible how much command of the page that Shaner has. There's some moments where Shaner takes big artistic risks and really lays out the page in a creative way. There's other moments where Shaner simply draws, relatively straightforward pages, but it really does seem like everything that Shaner does, in terms of the art, is all in service to the story. There's some really interesting text pieces that happen a little bit later in the issue that kind of juxtapose some of the fighting and some of the action as well, throughout the issue. And also, just from a plotting perspective, I really appreciate how much this comic comes together in those last couple moments of the issue and just ties up, a couple plot threads into one. So I'm going to be honest, I can't believe we are already at the final issue of this miniseries. I really hope that DC will announce something else for the Shazam property. I really want them to move forward with Mary in the driver's seat as the new champion of Shazam. I think it really gives the franchise the opportunity to have a little bit of a twist that sets it apart from what's going on in the movies. I just think it's a really fantastic narrative to be able to say that we get Billy Batson on the TV, but then, her sister Mary is in the driver's seat over in the comics. I think that's a really cool wrinkle that could potentially have, movie fans actually be converted into comic book fans. Plus, the execution on this series is just absolutely phenomenal. The work that both, Josie Campbell and Evan Doc Shaner are doing on this comic book is just absolutely phenomenal. So those were my thoughts on the new Champion of Shazam #3. I want to know what you guys thought about the issue. Did you like it as much as I did? Let me go ahead and know down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. I'll see you very, very soon for more excellent DC and Marvel comic book content. Bye, guys.